Hello and welcome, I'm Arumba. Thank you for joining me. Let's play some All Your Trade Are Belong to Us in Europa Universalis IV. So we're going to train up one more guy. We're going to get our troops to come back into Ragusa. We're going to bring them all home, since we don't actually want to protect or pay any attention to Ragusa now that we own it. So we don't get much by having conquered that. You know, we have very little trade power. Well, actually, surprisingly large amount. 17.6% with 75% autonomy. My goodness, that's crazy. Mercantilism does a great job of offsetting that autonomy penalty. That's crazy. Anyway, that also gives us more naval force limit, and it also helps out when we are steering from here. Where are our merchants right now? We do have 3. We have one in Sevilla who's steering. We have one in Crimea who is steering. Now that we have Ragusa, I think it might be better to... We have 17% control in that node, but then it just goes into here and goes nowhere. And then our other guy is in Champagne, who is using his Inland Sea modifier to provide quite a bit of trade power towards here. I think that that's a good fit. We could do another, from, say, Rhineland to here. But I think for now we'll do Ragusa. Let's take from the guy who's in Crimea and have him steer away from Venice. Okay, so as soon as we can, a couple months, we need to start coring. We're going to trade one more troop, hope that our missions change slightly, since I wasn't actually able to get anyone to help out with the war the way that I would have wanted. So our entire goal basically is just to be opportunistic, you know? Sneak provinces here and there when we can. I'm thinking I'm probably going to want to go with humanist ideas. I know I really am high on humanism right now, but when you are as scattered as Genoa is, it's really helpful to have lower unrest and a wide number of accepted cultures, lower accepted culture thresholds, be willing to accept almost every religion. There's a lot of advantages to humanism. And taking something like trade ideas doesn't really help you when you're trying to get mercantilism, because it doesn't increase your mercantilism. Same damn missions, isn't it? And still no one wants to join a war down there. It's too bad we can't pick up, a little tiny bit of diplomatic reputation. Okay, if that's the case, then let's just start fabricating claims on our neighbors. I want to claim on Provence. This is going to make it difficult for us to be friends with... oh, look at that. That actually counts as on the border of the Ligurian Sea. It's going to make it difficult for us to be friends with France if we do end up taking Provence. But you know what? That's why we're a prince in the Empire, and Austria will protect us, right? No, probably not. By the way, do we have any autonomy? We do in Azov. Okay. We got to be careful that Crimea doesn't attack. It's easy to remember, easy to forget that you've got this land over here. And Crimea is not allied to the Ottomans right now, but they are improving relations that way. Lithuania would accept an alliance, but Lithuania is not likely to stay on their own. Unless we get them called into a war. I've seen it before where if Lithuania is at war, Poland can't click the decision to create a union, and then I'm not exactly sure. It's been so long since I played Poland, but something happens and then they can't seem to click the button anymore. I think the interregnum ends and they just can't do it. I guess I don't really know. Okay, so we fabricate our claim on Provence, but at the same time we want to fabricate a claim on you, probably on Nice. We just want to take coast. As much coast in this node as we can. That's where our income is going to come from. Remove Theodore from the map. See, what I love about that is it's just free... a free claim. Unfortunately, you are losing against him pretty hard, but there's no one on your province. So Trebizond has distracted you for the moment. Well, that's actually quite interesting. Remember a second ago I said we need to be opportunistic? Well, what better time than now to possibly be... I'll cancel a claim if there's an opportunity to take on Theodoro. By the way, it's time to probably start coring. Yes, it is. I mean, he's just got a base capital fort. We could siege that thing down really quick. It's all going to come down to whether or not we can get there before Crimea does. If we were to attack, I'm assuming we would have to fight Trebizond as well, but Aragon has entered into a military alliance with Poland. Interesting. I am a bit concerned about having most of my army not here. Okay, we're losing some money. You have enough money to pay 50 ducats worth of loans off. Well, there's really no reason to pay them off just yet. Yeah, looks like we were just a tiny bit too slow. Scotland declared war on Norway. Just Norway, not Denmark? No, you're at war with... Yeah, Denmark took over as the overlord, okay. And unfortunately, no, it does look like Crimea is going to park their army there now. Unless Theodoro comes back and gets distracting. We'll keep the army here just in case. I suppose for now we can park it in Montrega just to maybe reduce unrest. It's not like we really have any major risk of this happening, but keep an eye on those missions. Certainly don't want to attack Crimea, although Crimea doesn't have any allies right now. I could almost take that, but I don't have a claim, so it doesn't matter. Let's just wait on our claims for a bit. So aggressive expansion is non-existent, even though we just sort of practically no CB took Provence from Ragusa. Who else do we still have claims against? Venice, the Hansa, Novgorod. I wonder if I should just declare a war against Venice. Unfortunately, that'd put us at war with the Papal State. Improve the capital. Gain 5 prestige, lose manpower, or gain 5 prestige and lose money. Yeah, we're not going to lose manpower. I wonder, what if we called the Papal State into war against Provence? Oh, look at that. They've rivaled Savoy. Perfect. So we declare war on... Ah, shoot. You can't really do it quite the same. The whole multiple wars nonsense. I was thinking if I called the Papal State into a war against Savoy, and then I could call Austria into a war against Venice, I could avoid being at war with the Papal State. But that's probably not going to happen, is it? Probably don't need full fleet maintenance, since we're not using them to protect trade at all, despite the 6 lights. I just found that as nice as it is to have the trade ships and be protecting trade, keeping my navy together when it's so small is far, far more important. Also, probably don't need to be at full maintenance right now. So we'll go down to about 30-35%, somewhere around there. Pomerania is now attacking Denmark. My gosh, Denmark is just under fire. 4 wars. So Crimea's not going to break off of this siege this time. They're at 0% chance now. It's too bad Trebizond's not showing up. Do a little bit more damage. Same missions. Albania's gone. Our missionary's working alright. 54%. He's young enough that there shouldn't really be any death chance. So we should definitely be able to get at least one mission, or one province converted. Which will be nice. Getting rid of the heretics would be nice. This whole lack of tolerance is quite unfortunate. Are our allies at war with anyone? No, they're just sitting it out so far. All of them. Switzerland as well. Papal State. I mean, they're all just kind of hanging out. Now, one thing we didn't spend any time at all talking about last video is that as a merchant republic, we do have this faction system with the aristocrats, the traders, and the guilds. Basically, we can spend very, very small amounts of monarch points to influence who's in control, or, depending on which person we elect, or kind of how we respond to random events, we can dictate who's going to be in charge that way. So if the aristocrats are in charge, we get trade power abroad minus 10%. That doesn't affect your trade power in your capital node, just trade power abroad. Morale of armies goes up, and more land force limit. That is the one that is currently in power right now. The traders, minus 5% national taxes, but 10% global trade power and minus 10% naval maintenance. Or the guilds, build cost goes down, national manpower goes down, and goods produced goes up. So right now, most of our income is coming from trade, unsurprisingly. In fact, it might be worthwhile to send the Navy over to protect trade, because we don't actually have a huge amount of trade power here right now. We're second place. You know, if I did send with a 33.1% modifier on our light ships, and I believe these start off with, what, 2 trade power? So if we sent 2 times 1.33 times 6 ships, we could pick up another 16 trade power. Which isn't insignificant. 16 over 51. It's about 31% more trade power over what we have right now. Doesn't quite, the math doesn't quite work that way, because as you increase the amount of trade power in a node. Also, yeah, Venice just created a trading post. That's something we can do as well. In any province, like Ragusa over here, that's not your capital node, after it's cored, you can click this button and create a trading post, which just gives local trade power plus 10. I don't know if it's really worth it. It doesn't really feel to me like it's going to be worth it. For 50 admin points, I'd rather not do that just yet. I mean, 10 trade power, that's a lot. It really is, as a base modifier. Especially when you have high mercantilism. But, okay, so Theodoro is looking like it's going to fall. So unless we want to actually attack Crimea so we're hostile and we can take over their occupation, doesn't look like that's going to happen. I think we're going to go with Plan A, which was focus on Savoy and Provence. Poland has formed their PU over Lithuania. Unsurprising. Hey, Poland, how are you feeling about me, by the way? Neutral, okay. If you ever decide to rival somebody that I don't like, that'd be great. I'm thinking we're going to want to break free of this. And we're heading back over this way now. We're also going to continue to just build galleys. Endless streams of galleys. Although light ships are tempting, I'm just such a big fan of galleys these days. They served me so well when I was playing as the knights. And, yeah, when you compare them, you pay half as much, you get 20% more cannons, and they do double damage in the inland seas. So it's actually not 20% more damage, it's actually 20% times 2. So, 240% more damage. For half the price. It's a pretty good deal if you're looking for combat. Plus, I'm not sure what their... How does the sail speed measure up? They are slightly slower, so they're not quite as good at blockading. You know, one of these days, Paradox is going to hear me out and they're going to say, okay, fine, we'll give every ship a small amount of trade power. You know, make it so like cogs... I think cogs, they're transport ships. They should have, like, probably the most trade power. Galleys should have very little or something, because they're just tiny little galleys. They can't go on the big, you know, they're not supposed to be used in the ocean. But, like, if it was, like, 1 trade power for a carrack, and then, like, 2 for a bark, 0.5 for a galley, and, like, 1.5 for a cog or something. Just make every ship useful. It wouldn't be such an extremist type thing, where, like, I want to build nothing but galleys, but I can't really do that. You know what I mean? We have a claim on Nice. Okay, we've got our claim and our claim. Cannot fabricate anything else that I would actually want to take right now. I don't think we want to expand inland at all. So let's see, would anyone join our war? The Papal State in Switzerland would. Unfortunately, France would not join that war. France would also not join this war. Dude, what is up with your attitude? France is friendly towards Provence? What the hell? How is this the case? Do you not realize that they border you? You should kill them. Oh well, I mean, if we attack here, we could take 2 coastal provinces, assuming Switzerland and the Papal State would be enough to do it. It's possible. Also, it's pretty likely that Florence is going to take Lucca, who has no allies. They are also a republic, but they are a oligarchic republic, so we don't get our free CB against them. Austria will only protect them because that is a no CB war. Has anything changed with Gibraltar? Like, France, come on, dude. You need to, like, join a war for me. With me. I mean, with me, not for me. That's just rude. Okay, what if I attacked Venice? Nada. What if I attacked the Hansa? Nada. What if I attacked Novgorod? Unlikely, yeah, nada. Okay, well, I just feel like these missions are not working out for me. What if we take this mission and we let it fail? I don't think it will fail. Well, no, it's against the tag, so yeah, if he wins his war, I think that mission just fails. We'll take that mission in hopes that it fails, and then we can cycle to a new mission faster than if I accepted and canceled a mission. By the way, I should probably embargo my rivals, shouldn't I? Isn't there like a rival map mode these days? Yeah, look at that, there it is. What do you know? It's not something I've often used. It's both our rival and our enemy. Wonderful. Alright, so we've got our rivals embargoed. We're getting our power projection up. That should help out with global trade power. We like that. Let's get the whole navy to come together. And I think we will raise fleet maintenance. And we'll just have them all protect trade together. Right now, Aragon has more. Oh, you are supposed to drop your troops off first, sir. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Aragon having more trade power than we do. But it happens. And Theodore will become a vassal underneath Crimea. Damn! You did that on purpose, didn't you? Why would you do that instead of annexing them, huh? You jerk. Now I do have to cycle the mission. Of course, we could have used that claim to just attack them both, but it seems silly. Alright, so in our capital node now, embargoed by Provence, we have 65 trade power. Aragon, you bastard with your crazy stuff. And Genoa has rivaled us. Sorry, Crimea has rivaled Genoa, who is us. Accepting would destabilize France. Why? Probably because you have great relations. Provincial opinion of France is 105. No, that's not it. France, did you do something stupid? It's because you have... No, you've granted military access. It's not a royal marriage. Why would it destabilize France? Do you have a truce? No. Beats me. I feel like declaring a war that we might or might not win seems a bit preemptive at this point. I don't like it at all. I'd much rather wait until I know I can win a war. France would help against Aragon. And to do that, we'd have to fight Portugal and Poland. You've rivaled Aragon. If there's any way that we could get you to be our buddy, we could attack Aragon and take, like, Sassari or something. Or even better, yeah, take Sassari, maybe even the Baleares. So we can start fabricating into this region, try to take over Aragon. I think attacking Aragon fast would be a good idea. Just in case, I'm going to fabricate a claim on Lucca. We might as well try to get more claims on our neighbors as well. Florence is they're friendly, but they've rivaled people that don't matter. I just like the idea of calling the Papal State to war. Huh. I mean, I want all of this land, so I suppose there's really no harm in considering some of it. Might as well get a claim on you. So that if we want to do something, we can. And for now, we'll just stay at peace for another year. France has entered into a military alliance with Savoy. Could you cockblock me any more, France? I mean, really? Is there some sneaky way I can make you fight Savoy? Savoy is allied with Provence, so I guess if I declare the war on Provence, if you could become not friendly with Provence, that'd be great. Stop being friendly with Provence, France! Alright. I'm gonna take a break here. I don't know how to work my way through this now. France, you're just ruining everything. What if I attacked Ferrara? That might work. We'll see. Alright, I'll see you again in the next video. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you soon.